Hi, good evening, everyone. It's been some time. I haven't done any of the live videos, product reviews, etc. I think it's about a year or something. At least it feels like a year gone. Now we are coming back. We are coming back with more product reviews, more chat about vaping and devices, everything about vaping, etc. The way I decided to do it now, because I was doing constantly every Wednesday, I was doing the vape lives in Latvian language. Now we're gonna split them 50-50, so it's gonna be Wednesdays. 1 week I'll do that in Latvian language, the second week with English. Yeah. And today let's take a look on the Drag X Pro kit. I wasn't too impressed with the Drag 3, the TPP coils. Some of them leaked a lot, so now I've decided, okay, let's try one of these. Say still with the same TPP coils, but at least the tank is a little bit different. Tank or pod, call it the way you want it. That's why I decided, okay, let's get another one, give it a try, and if it's good, then we're gonna start stocking them, because lately I was a little bit cautious about what Voopoo brings out. Okay, cool. Okay, that's enough for the introduction. As I said, we are coming back, and let's put up all the necessary legal stuff, warning down, so that Facebook or YouTube is not banning us or something like that. Okay, let's dive down on my table and let's take a look on the kit and what's inside. So that's how the kit looks like. Sorry for the reflection. We're gonna remove this plastic, and then it's gonna be not so reflective. Here we go. I think that's the better this is better this way. So that's the packaging. The Drag X Pro is coming in. On the side we have some more information, some of the social media, and we're gonna check out the California orange. Yeah, so they all have the same look packaging. The color you can see only on the side. Yeah, and then on the back we have what's then inside. Obviously also the scratch and check sticker. Okay, let's remove this. Then this is what you will have inside. This is the orange version. The pod mod looks like this. Pretty much the same system, just maybe a little bit updated chip. And what I see new here is this little on and off switch. Now, but what I was interested the most is the tank or the pod. Yeah, that is how it looks like. Here we have a little sticker. Press and slide to the left. That's to fill it. It's kind of, okay, this way. Yeah, we can go. Okay, that's the pod. What else we have got here in the kits? We have just drag. Okay, whatever is that supposed to be in. And now I just can't get it out. Yeah, it's all brand new and a little bit stiff. I'll have to, okay, go in there and get at least this, so I can grip on it and pull it out. Okay, and in this black box we are getting, so we have one coil, second coil. What else is in there? Okay, we have got, okay, that's everything. So we got our USB-C type charging lead. Could be a little bit longer, but okay, it's fine. Then we have our little battery handling warning card, and obviously also the user manual, which is in a couple of different languages. And as you see, there is not much. 1, 2, 3, 4 pages, and then we have already with German, and Russian, French. What else we have? Spanish, Italian. Okay, that looks like Korean or Japanese, something like that. I don't know. I'm not so good in the languages. Indonesia and Arabic. So lots of different languages. And then the coils. Okay, need glasses for that. And the coils included are DM 3.15 ohm coil, and the other one is DM 2.2 ohm coil. So which one I want to try today? Okay, let's try the 0.2 ohm. Let's go with the 0.2 ohm coil. This is the regular TPP type of coil. Yeah, with mesh inside. It's quite a big holes between the mesh. Okay, that's the coil we're going to be using today. Now, first things first, let's fill it up. Today we're going to fill and compare with this IVG Snowball juice because I'm using myself, and we're going to be comparing with the Vaporesso tank. I have a fresh coil in there as well, which I put in the new one just this morning. Okay, a little bit of juice on top of the coil to prime it, so we're going to get it going faster. Then the coil, we just slide it in there. And as they say here, press and slide to the left. So we press and it goes kind of counterclockwise. Yeah, basically this way is counterclockwise. Open here, and then, yeah, and this is the tricky part. We're supposed to get this little rubber out, but because I have so short nails, I can't really grip. Ah, no, okay. Now at least got the little lip coming up here, and we have our filling hole just underneath it. Okay, let's just fill it. So this kit I got, it doesn't have the warning on it. Yeah, this should be here, warning. I got myself the 5.5 mil tank version, which is obviously not for resale in Europe, but for my own personal use, I prefer the bigger pods. Okay, now once it's filled, we close, and then this little lock kind of snaps into place, and now we can't turn it. I kind of like this system. Now we put it on the mod. Actually, I think I'm gonna, okay, I'll leave that, but you can peel this off. Okay, now for the final check, we will need a battery. I have to grab a battery. So, and I decided I'll go with the 18650, but with the Samsung 21700. So to open, we have to open here from the bottom. We have supplied 18650 adapter as well with it, which we are not going to use today. And here we have our negative post, yeah. And in there we should see also the positive post mark, which is not there. So at least we have our negative mark here on the bottom cap. Let's close it. No, just snap it in place. Huh, interesting. It doesn't want to close so easily. Oh, that's interesting. It's not really closing. We had this similar issue also with the with drag 3 mods. Just can't push it far enough down. Okay. Okay, let's try then with the adapter some 18650 and see maybe that's gonna work out better. I just need to grab an 18650 battery. So let's stick in one of the 18650s and see if we can close now. Yeah, now we closed easily. So with the 21700s, I'll have to play around with this bottom to see why it didn't want to close. So now to switch it on, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The usual Voopoo information appears, and we are in the smart mode. To switch between the modes, we have to press these. These are the up and down buttons, because in the smart mode, it allows us only go up to the maximum of 60 watts in this case with a 0.2 ohm coil. Yeah, you can see your ohm reading. You see the 0.2 ohm. The voltage is 0, which is going to change when we press the button. As you see here now, it jumps up to 3.46. Yeah, as soon as we press it, it shows the voltage using 60 watts. Then we have our puff timer and puff counter here on the bottom. Yeah, so the last puff which I pressed was 0.81 seconds, and I did 3 puffs. Okay, let's do another one. Here we have the 4th puff. Okay, because we are in smart mode, we can't go up to 100 watts because it limits to the coil resistance. Now, if you press these two up and down together, we can go down to switch, to mode, and exit. Yeah. So let's go into the mode option, and then we have smart mode or RBA. If we choose the RBA, the color changes to the blue from the yellow, and now we can go past the 60 watt mark to the maximum possible, which is the 100 watts. Okay, obviously not going to run this one on 100 watts. Wouldn't be that smart to do that with a 0.2 ohm coil, but I'd say, yeah, we go down to the same 60 watts, and then we can work our way up. Okay, now by pressing these two buttons together again, as I said, we have also the switch mode, and if we enter into switch mode, we can decide for this switch what we're going to do. We're going to lock or unlock. Yeah, oh, we have to go back in there. Or we just switch off the power. Yeah, with switch off the power, what's going to happen as soon as you I didn't confirm, so I jump back. You see this chair now changed to red. Yeah, this little is locked. I can't do anything. Yeah, and I can't even fire. You see, if I want to fire, basically I'm switching off all this. Just the screen is on. Why they do that, I haven't a clue. That's a question for Voopoo, for the manufacturer. What I would do in this option, I would just switch off all this, yeah, and at least we can fire in the switch version. Now, switch it back. Switch mode, and now we're gonna change to power mode. And now what happens when you it's switched to the power mode? We switch the lever, and it's shuts the whole thing off. Nothing happens. Back on. Here we go. Same thing as with 5 clicks. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now I can switch it on with 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we have unlocked. Okay, now if you have it in the power mode, then only with this you can switch it off and on. The 5 clicks doesn't work in that configuration. Yeah, and if we click 1, 2, 3, we can lock the wattage, can do anything, and also we lock in the fire. So basically, that's when it's in the mode with the switch where you can switch it off and on all these controls on the fronts, then you can switch on and off with 5 clicks. Once you swap it around, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clicks doesn't work. Yeah, it's only the way you can do this, and then with the 3 clicks on fire button, you can lock and unlock the controls here in the front. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's unlocked, and now we can go past the 60 watts. That's pretty much it. The charging is USB-C type. Yeah, as I said, the charger it could be a bit longer, but I'm interested to see if it still persists the same issue as with previous Voopoo models, where as soon as you plug it in, you cannot puff and charge in the same time. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, it shows charging, and then if I want to fire, nope, nothing's happening. As soon as you unplug, you can take a pull. So still the same thing, no puff and charge in the same time. But with exchangeable batteries, I don't see that a big deal. I have more than one battery on the go, so basically put in one, use it while the other one is on external charger and charging. Okay, and then when needed, just swap the batteries around, and that's it. Okay, that's so much about the device itself. A little bit of technical data. Here we go. Let's take a look at the screen of the manufacturer. I think we can get all the technical data from there. As I said, 5 to 100 watts, only when you switch to the RBA mode. Yeah, one button on and off switch. The new TPPX pod, yep, that was I was interested. Gen 3 chip. Then we have 7 colors to choose from. Yeah, and the one we have right now is the California orange, yeah, one from the side. Now a little bit more. Look at the pod construction. The filling I already showed. Then we have the airflow adjustment system, which is interesting. It's an interesting way they created the website, especially you're scrolling down and then the pictures are starting to move. Okay, what they say, that's a giant leap. It's 20% more performance over the previous generations of their drugs or Vinces. Okay, and here in the smart mode, you can adjust only up to the limits. RBA mode obviously go to 100, and temperature control mode is not even there, but it says here the temperature control mode needs to be downloaded from the official Voopoo website by yourself and installed if you want the TC mode as well in your mod. It does not come with by default. As I mentioned, 21700 battery or 18650 with an adapter. Obviously, we had this issue. That's the adapter. The 21700 didn't really fit. I couldn't close it. Okay, but I will have to play around with that a little bit later. 2 coils supplied, 0.2 ohm and 0.15 ohm, DM2 and DM3. Obviously, DM1 and DM2, DM3 and DM4 coils, all are the same size. They're all going to be fitting. And what I see here, it says it's compatible with all TPP and PNP coils. Actually, here you can see all the TPP coils. Then we have VM5, VM6. These are the coils we already know from Voopoo. So apparently, this pod takes them all. That would be interesting and really interesting for me as a merchant, because I don't have to stock so many different types of coils, and if one fits all, that's a good sign. Okay, technical parameters. As I said, I have the non-TPD version, which is the 5.5 mil. The materials PCTG, that's the plastic. It's not the glass on the pod. It's made from zinc alloy plus leather. Resistance range is from 0.1 to 3 ohms. Yeah, and battery, we already spoke about it. Has short cycle protection, overcharge protection. Overtime protection is 8 seconds, not the usual like 10 seconds. Then output over current protection, over discharge protection for the battery, that's good. Over temperature protection, battery reverse insertion protection, and actually max power protection. And here we have also the packaging list, how it looks like for the TPD version. Okay, enough the theory. Let's try to vape it. So I'm gonna leave it at the same 60 watts that it was before. Yeah, the airflow. Let me just show you the airflow as well at the same time while I'm adjusting. So the airflow is adjustable down here, and we just have to turn this ring. So, and then here we go. We have, and it just goes round and round. Yeah, so there's no stopper in between. So we have the full airflow open, and then we can close it. And then we have here a little one. I think that's meant for those MTL vape type lowers. Okay, let's see how tight the draw it is actually with this one little hole open. And here is the same thing on the other side. Yeah. So let's see. Actually, for MTL lowers, this would be airy MTL. Let's just try to close it fully. Yeah, you could get a kind of nice and kind of cigarette-like type draw if you close it fully, because then the air just goes from around the pod. Yeah, here on the bottom of the pod we have metal, no O-ring seals going around the base of the pod. So basically air is just slipping through there and getting into down to the bottom of the coil. So if I were the manufacturer, I would actually put here a little O-ring going all around the base of the pods. So, but when you stick it in, then it's sealed. There's no air slipping just by and get into the bottom of the coil. So if the airflow is closed, it should be closed. Yeah, not so like I have right now. The airflow is fully closed, but I can still do decent MTL puffs with it. Okay. Now, but because I vape not in the MTL mode, I do direct long hits, so that's why we open airflow wide open. Let's try and hit the baby. The hit from it is a little bit harsh. Maybe the battery needs to break in. Let me just get my other mode with the Vaporesso tank ready. So for the flavor comparison, I have here that's and power. And the coil I have in here is 0.3 ohm. So I'm gonna bring it down to 65 watts. Okay, Vaporesso Target 200. This tank is from this kit, yeah, Target 200. And they also have brought out new coils with this kit from Vaporesso. The vape is smoother. It's a bit more harsher, although it's the same liquid, yeah. This coil I have since this morning, so it has gone through one tank fill, so now it's 1.5 tank fills. Maybe this one just needs to break in. Let's try another two. I can feel it catches a little bit more in the back of the throat. Let's bring it up to 65 watts now. The flavor is actually better at 65, although remember the maximum was 60 watts on the smart mode, yeah? We could go with the 0.2 ohm Let's try to push it to 70. No, it catches in the back of the throat. Now the same thing also here. Okay, let's bring. The airflow is more airy on this tank. Maybe that's why, but that's the maximum airflow I can get out of this one. Okay, let's try 75. What's going to be with the 75 watt? The cloud is actually, the volume of the cloud is not bad, but 3 mg in here, I feel it's, I could easily do it with 1.5 in it. The cloud is not bad at all, but a little bit catching me. As a matter of fact, I kind of like the vape coming out of this tank for this particular juice. The flavor is not bad, actually. The flavor is more or less about the same, at least for my taste buds. I can't tell much difference, big difference between these two tanks, but it's much smooth on the throat with this tank. This is a little bit harsher, at least on the brand new coil I just put in there, you know, and we did maybe like 5-6 puffs on it. Maybe it needs some breaking time, but right now I feel like it's a little bit too harsh in the back of the throat. Okay, let's pump it to the 80. Let's see what happens. Okay, the higher wattage you go, less flavor you are starting to get, and the vape is getting warmer. Let's bring it back down to 70 watts. Yeah, I'd say with this 0.2 ohm coil, 70 would be the max for my taste buds, okay? And here is a 0.3 ohm at 65 watts. Is the perfect vape for me again. Okay, now that's about it about the review. Let's see who we have here. What you guys commenting? Raymond, hi. Nice to see you. Bruno is also there. Hi. And Raymond asks, for me as a drag fan, an interesting machine. Yeah, as I said, there's also an S version, yeah, with a built-in battery. I didn't even take that because Voopoo has the problem. As soon as you plug it into charge, you cannot puff and charge at the same time. And I am puffing non-stop 24/7, not 24/7, but a lot, yeah. And that's why the built-in battery, if you cannot puff and charge in the same time, then that's not for me, definitely. And that's why I got the one where I can change the batteries and keep using them as I go. Okay, the first impressions. Translate by Google. Okay, no worries. And here Raymond says new coil. Yeah, maybe the coil needs some break-in time. So, but I will be able to tell that then later when I have used this device a little bit more. Okay, either it's breaking in or my throat just got used to the kick in the back of the throat, but right now it feels like it's getting better. Yeah, either or. Either my throat got used to the kick or it's getting actually a bit smoother. Vape is not catching in the back of the throat anymore so much. Okay, As I said, for me, the most was I was interested in these guys, in the pod, the new filling system. Want to check it out, and especially want to check out the leakage, because on the first version which they brought out, the TPP pods, we got there some leaking issue. Let's try another one thing. So this is the original pod, and here I have the old P&P type pod. Let's see if that's gonna fit. It's fitting, and it reads okay. It automatically dropped to 35 watts because I'm still in the smart mode. No, resistance mode, but why it's dropped to 35, I haven't looked up. What's the ohm reading actually on it? It reads 0.3 ohm, so but it dropped anyway to 35. So basically, if you get in this device and you're not liking this pod, then you can use your old regular P&P pods from all previous versions of the drugs. Now, because I filled this up so much, I actually, okay, let's try swap the coils and see if I'm just going to take the P&P coil from this tank. I'm going to put into this one and see if this works. And of course, I'm going to show you the whole process as well. So yeah, this pod is empty or almost empty. Let's pull out the, and I had in here the VM 1.3 ohm coil. Now, while I have this upside down, let's pull this coil out and stick this one in there, and let's see, will this work? Because as we saw on the website, it said it's compatible with all P&P coils, but I can't push it in. It's not fitting. That's why I thought it could kind of interesting. How can this fit all P&P coils? Because they are two different sizes. Okay, you see, spilled a little bit as well in process, but this coil, which is the P&P, I swear to God, I can't push it in. I don't know. Maybe they need some kind of adapter, but already I thought so that would not work, or how this could work if they have a clear size difference between the coils. So why they put on the website that it does fit, I haven't a clue. Yeah, this coil goes in straight away. Now I need some tissue to clean up this mess which I created. Okay, let's go back up top. So the verdict is first impression, because I just unboxed it, yeah, and you see jump straight away back to 50 watts, although it's the RBA mode. Device as such is okay, feels okay in the hands. Feeling is a little bit more finicky, but doable. For my taste, there are two drawbacks on this device. First, no plug-in, puff, and charge in the same time, but that's with all Voopoo products lately. And the second is, yeah, the fact that the P&P coil, although they advertise it on their website, P&P coil just doesn't fit into that pod. But it would work with the regular P&P pod. Yeah, if you have a P&P pod with P&P coil, stick it in there. It does work, same diameter, works fine. I got the impression that it works with this pod, tank, call it whatever you want. That P&P coil does not fit in there. And I got the impression from their website that this does fit in there. Okay. Now, Bruno says, is there an option to put on other tanks? I missed the start of the... there might be an option to put on this mode the other tank if you have the 510 adapter. I see no standard 510 connection, Bruno. Yes, it's a regular pot because this pod fits on it. I reckon the regular drag 510 adapter will do on this one as well, and then you have your 510 thread on top of the mod, and then you can put whatever tanks you want which accepts the 510. Okay, so okay, that then will be it for tonight. I will keep testing this new product. Especially want to check out the coil lifespan and the leakage issue. If I get any leakage issue with this new pod, then I won't be stocking it. I can give you an update on this then in 2 weeks time when we do our next live. I have here a lot of other things to check out and review. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you have no more questions or comments, then I say good night and talk to you in 2 weeks time. Have a good night and bye-bye.